Hi there, I'm Kirbanu and this is my vlog, Days in the Life of an Independent Musician, where I'm taking you backstage, on the road and into my world as an independent musician, living from what I love, which is making very cool, very fun and sometimes crazy music. Today I am unfortunately a little bit sick. I got a cold when I was in the studio last week. All of the traveling and working on the brand new third CD took a little bit of energy out of me. So hanging low, hanging at home today, and I have a few very important things that need to get done. As you know, or as you don't know, I am on Patreon, and I try to release a original song on Patreon for my beautiful supporters on there, who I love, every six or so weeks. So that means that today, right now, I need to finish mixing this Patreon song in my DAW Logic X Pro. And I need to finish mixing this song and put it up online for my Patreons, because I am not happy with having to make them wait any longer. It's actually embarrassing.
One day a little boy went walking around the world, bag on his back, thumb to the road.
After a little bit of work, basically what I've just been doing is mixing, trying to get the volumes right, trying to cut out a few little plosives in the vocal line. It's a really new style of a song, me trying different things. That's what I love about Patreon, is that I release exclusive material on there and it gives me the chance to really experiment, and some of these songs end up being the songs on my next albums and EP, and some of them are just exclusive songs that my Patreons get that nobody else will ever get to hear. I think that's a really beautiful thing that I get to share with them. So check it out. So of course the final test of getting this right is to check it on my monitors, because at the moment I've been listening on my mixing headphones. Aren't these awesome? Anyhow, point being is that I needed to come into the other room, which is where my studio is, and check it on my monitor speakers so that I can get a better impression of the sound. Let's check it out and see how it sounds. One of the most important things in doing this is knowing when to stop. Because otherwise you just change volumes a million times and you go crazy. So I feel like what I've done now is the best I can do for the mix. I feel like I listened to it first in here and made it really cool, and now adjusted based on my monitors. I can only hope that the systems that everybody else is listening to this through is decent enough to hear all the different instrumentation. I did actually a lot of stuff on this in the composition, so I really want my beautiful Patreons to be able to hear all of the details, but I can't do any better than what I've done with the resources that I have and with my knowledge at the moment. Let's bounce this beat. Yee!
What fate had in store, he didn't know. One day a little girl decided to go back home.
The other step in releasing a Patreon is not just the song, so the whole composition and the writing of the song and the mastering and the mixing of the song and all of this stuff that I do as an independent single solo artist. It's then actually meeting all of the rewards that I have online for my Patreon. So the point of Patreon is that you can support your favorite artist, and in doing that you pledge an amount per month or per creative output, from like $1 or whatever your currency is, until the highest thing that that person offers. And when you pledge a little bit more, you get a little bit more. So for me, $3 actually is the most basic thing people can pledge to get the song. I have a $1 option on there also per month. And for that, people get access to my diary and my private Facebook group, which is for my strongest supporters. But yeah, and then it goes up from there. So what I need to do now after finishing the song is to put it on Patreon, but then also to prep all of the rest of the stuff that needs to go up for all of the higher rewards that I offer my other Patreons. I need to write my lyrics. So lyrics, I release the lyrics to people that are on the five for five, people that are paying $5 a month. get my lyrics. They also get poetry from me throughout the month, but they get on the release day, today, they get the lyrics of the song clearly written up, and I sign them in my very, very fancy and favorite gold pen, and I scan a copy and I send it to them. So it's just something with a message, of course. It's just something a little bit more personal, which I think is important because I love connecting to my Patreons because they are freaking awesome. Yeah.
Needed to get some peace of mind and spend some time watching out for the signs.
After printing out the lyrics and signing them and then scanning them and putting them back online for my Patreons, which is my level 5 supporter, the next level that I have available on Patreon is eight whatever your currency is a month, so $8, €8 a month. And for 8, they get everything beforehand, and then they also get an exclusive video that I make. And that video basically explains my intention behind the song and the artistic, emotional context of the song. That's what I need to do right now. For me, my Patreons are my closest supporters. There is nobody that is more important to me from a supporter level than my Patreons, because what you give to me is a huge gift in really pledging to support me every month. This is awesome. I just did my video, and now the other thing that I do is for the higher level people. So the next level I have on my Patreon is $10 a month support. Actually, of who I have a number of people supporting me, so it's important for me that I give them something of value that is special and meaningful, and that's only theirs. For them, I do two things. One is that I do alternative lyrics, which means that I share all of the lyrics that I didn't end up using but came about in my brainstorming for the song. And the second thing that I do is I go into Logic and I take how the song began and I talk them through. I record on my microphone and I talk them through the process of how the song came to be and the actual artistic creative decisions that I made in doing the song. So let's get to that.
Two travelers in time fixed the road so they would find each other. So our story goes.
So as I said, now I need to go back through all of my files in creating the song, and I want to look at the initial inspiration from a musical perspective and talk my Patreons through it, and then I will give them examples through going into my older Logic files of the song, and then they can really get a feeling and a taste of how this song evolved as a creative process. And I think for me it's just a really exciting way to bring somebody more and more into the creative process, and to bring them into contact with me as a songwriter. That's what I really love about Patreon. What I really love about social media is that we have this incredible opportunity where we can really connect directly with each other, and there's no longer a wall of mystery hiding myself as a creative artist behind or before, hiding myself from, hiding myself or being hidden from my audience, from my supporters, from the people that want to get into and experience my music, my art.
One night a heroine lay sleeping silently when an SOS came through the phone. A distant wanderer was looking for a ride and somewhere to rest his aching soul. That same night our hero lay cold, was beaten down from tales past. A long journey had left him with a weary head and a broken heart.
That was the process of me putting together the final touches for my Patreon, prepping all of the little rewards that my different levels of Patreon get, and sending them out to them. It's always a really great feeling. It's such a wonderful feeling to have these people support me on a monthly basis. Really, it's incredible to know that these people are willing to financially back me because they want my art, because they want to have exclusive special things from me that they can't get anywhere else, and because they really just want to support what I'm doing. it's a great gift. I love the concept of Patreon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out one of my latest videos to see what other quirky things I'm getting up to and what other music I'm releasing. Thanks so much. Bye for now.